SoCal de Ironwood, Drive, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Hello?
Joseph.
What's up, James?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, man, I want to go ahead and, thank you, for calling in today and, spending some of your day with us, when you could be doing some other things.
No worries, brother. Saturday's my chill day, so, and plus, man, it's a privilege to be able to do this, like, I tell you all the time, but I appreciate just even giving me the opportunity to do this.
Oh man, thank you. So you know what? So today I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different, or we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. And what I mean by that is, a month or two back, I went ahead and reached out to the CDCR, and I asked them for your guys' mug shots or photos, and
yeah,
and looking at these pictures, I'm curious to know, what was going through your mind, when these pictures were being taken. And I know normally when these pictures are taken, you're being moved from one facility to another. Sometimes it could take a day, 2, 3 days, depending on what part of the state you're coming from. And,
yeah,
I sent these pictures to you the other day. And what was your reaction when you saw these pictures and you're visiting that?
I was laughing, bro. Like, I think it's funny, like, because it took me back, like, to being, like, a kid coming. I mean, obviously I was a grown man, but, like, coming to prison with a whole different mentality, just my identity, how it was so different, like, my thought processes and just who I was at the time. Like, it's crazy because I look at him, like, I'm not looking at him, I'm obviously talking about myself, but I look at those pictures and think of, like, how many of those young guys that are here on the yard with me now, that are in the same situation, just coming to prison. I mean, for me, I had already been incarcerated for 3 years. I didn't come straight off the streets or nothing, but it was just kind of a reflection of, like, how far I've come. And I told you it was just funny to see that because, I don't look like that at all anymore. Like, I don't carry myself like that. And honestly, it was just hilarious.
And looking at the pictures, these pictures are dated. So on the first picture I see on here is it was taken back on July 8th, 2016. So that was when the first moment you stepped foot into the prison system.
Yeah, so that's when I went to Wasco. I was in Santa Barbara County Jail, and from there I went to Wasco.
So Wasco would be reception, right? When you're designated, reception. You're designated to whatever prison you're going to be going to. But it doesn't happen instantly, right? It takes some time for them to figure all that out, right?
Yeah. So I believe I could be wrong, but I think I got sentenced because I had 2 different cases, right? So I was already done with my case that gave me life without parole, and then I had another attempted murder, which I was attempting to fight, but then I just ended up signing because I was tired and I wanted to get to prison. Like, I know it sounds insane, but you have more privileges in prison than you do in county jail. Just you could live a more productive life. Or not, but so I think it was like about a 3-month period of waiting to catch the train to Paso.
And do you remember the picture being taken? Do you remember that picture being taken?
Yeah.
Or you do?
Yeah.
So what's the atmosphere? So you get there as soon as you get there, they tell you change into this prison uniform and we're gonna take a picture, or exactly what happens when you get there for somebody that's never been to prison, to kind of give us a picture of the things you're going through.
Bro, it's chaos.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
it's basically it's a county jail for all counties, right? So yeah, it's just a madhouse, bro. So the first thing is you come into like this hallway rotunda, whatever the hell you want to call it, and you're in like for my county we wear like a white jumpsuit. I think it's white. Dang, it's been so long I don't even remember. But it's like a white jumpsuit. You're in your shower shoes and that's it. So like the first thing that you're gonna do right when you step into that hallway, and as soon as like the first thing they ask you is SOI GP. You know, what are you? Are you active or are you not? And then that's gonna determine like what holding tank that they send you to. But before you even get to that holding tank, you gotta strip out. Everyone's stripping out, butt ass naked. And then you're going to get your roll of clothes and get dressed in that first holding tank, right? And then after that, it's a whole process. They call you one by one, and medical sees you. And then once you take, but that like it's like hours of waiting, bro. This is a whole all day process. It's all the county jails, like Los Angeles County, Orange County, Fresno, San Bernardino, just Kern County. It's a madhouse, bro. And like you're packed like sardines, and depending on how many people are there that day, you're packed. And you know, you're just waiting, like you're giving information. They're asking you like your medical stuff, and then through all, like you bounce around from holding tank to holding tank. So like once you're done with the certain questioning, then you go into another tank. Once you're done with medical tank, then you go to the other one where like you're waiting for it to take your picture. And when you take your picture, that's when you get your CDC number and your ID.
Okay, so on the first picture, so you got there July 8th. Boom, you walked off the bus and you went through that whole process. You just went through that, and then you stayed there for a few months. So on the second picture I got here, it was dated December 22nd, 2016, which was almost a little bit bit under 6 months. So that was when you stayed in reception for 6 months, and then you got moved over to your second prison, or how did that work?
Yeah, it was a long process of being in Wasco. It sucks. It's literally being. Basically, I like to liken reception as a huge, giant county jail. That's it. And so I got stuck there for a while. I don't know the reasons. I mean, I didn't get no 115s, but I was obviously like involved in like some stupid stuff, like drinking, getting high, and all that stuff. But I was also a porter, so it kind of made my time go a little bit faster once I became a porter. And from there, I went to Calipat, which was probably one of the longest bus rides in my life. You know, I've done that bus ride at least like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 times I've done that bus ride from, not necessarily to Calipat, but the desert. You know, 3 times going back and forth from Calipat to Court, back to Calipat, then to, as a matter of fact, 5 times. It's crazy. But and then now in Ironwood, which is basically like same region. But yeah, December 22nd, 2016 was when I went to my first mainline prison, which was Calipat State Prison.
And how long did it take, for you to get from one prison to the next? Was it a day, 2 days, 3 days? How long? And how many stops did you make in between, if you made any stops?
No, we didn't make any stops. But so from Wasco to Calipat, I believe it was like 7 or 8 hours. We left like at 7. No, you know what? Damn. Now that I think about it, I think we left at 7 in the morning, and then we got there around like 3:30, 4. But the only places we did stop was like, I think we stopped at a McDonald's for them to eat or something, or maybe we might have stopped in Fontana. I'm not sure. I can't remember the first one. But you know, the cops, they stopped to get something to eat and all that stuff. They stopped for breakfast and lunch. So those are about the only stops that we had, but it was a straight shot to Calipat.
And let me ask you, so on the Grey Goose, when you're on the prison bus, are you able to see out the
Uh-huh.
windows, or are they covered up? Where, because I know
Yeah.
like in the county jail
No, you could
before,
see out.
yeah, I know in LA County Jail, like they used to have like the big window ones, and you could see out. But then later on, they ended up upgrading to some new buses where they had like the cheese grinder type of thing, and it was up at the top, and you had to sit on top of the seat in order for you to see out the window. So that wasn't the case when you were in the
Yeah.
and when you're on that bus, you're chained up. They got you. I'm sure they got you chained up to the person next to you. You got the leg irons, and it's not very comfortable. When you're looking out the windows and you're
Hell no.
when you're looking out the windows, looking at these cars, passing by, people are just doing like regular daily stuff. What's going through your mind? Because I'm sure I know every time I see those buses, I'm looking at them. I'm like, man, like I wonder who's on there. How long they've been on there, or what are their circumstances, that they're in. Me, because I know what it is like to be on not a state bus but a county bus. Thinking about that stuff, and
Yeah.
what's going through your mind.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, James. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, right?
Yeah.
So the whole time I was just thinking about getting high, because I had drugs on me. I had some weed on me.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for this long ass bus ride so we could touch down and I could just smoke a joint before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Relax and kick it. But I didn't know that there was a body scanner right when you come off of the bus in Calipat. And I happened to be the first person off that bus ride, and they asked me, like, do you have anything on you? And, being the jackass that I am, I was like, hell no, you never admit to something. You just got to run it,
Yeah. So
and I
body
ended up getting cracked, so I didn't get.
so a body scanner
What?
would be like, so you get into like this machine, they scan you, and then the officers or the correction officers are able to see what's inside your body.
Yeah, Calipat has one that was donated from an airport, so it's like it's that thing works. That thing's good.
So so you're up there. They got you. They make you put your hands up in the air and put your feet on the designated area. What's going through your mind? Because obviously you got something on you. You got some contraband, and what's going through your mind?
Yeah. So the first thing I thought was like, it always me. Like, damn it! Like every time I decide to do something stupid, I'm gonna get caught. That was the first thing. Like, damn, man. Like, and hoping to God, like, okay, like, it's not a lot, but I had my tongue piercing with it too, so that didn't help. So I was just like, man, I'm all the way out of bounds, like, there's no way that this is not going to come up. I got metal and I got drugs on me, so
Yeah.
I was like, damn, man, and I would be the first person that they call off the bus. That, like, I look back at that now and I swear that was God's hand, like, showing me, like, dude, like, you're dumb, quit being stupid, and yeah, that was the only thing, and I was like, I'm not gonna admit to it, I'm gonna run it, like, I'm not gonna say a damn thing, like, and sure enough, like, right when, because like you're still shackled, and you step on this like platform, and the thing like twirls around, and like, and then like immediately they were like, Castro, like, we're gonna cuff you right now. Like, look, we could do this the easy way or the...
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
They told me we could do this the easy way or the hard way. Easy way, you just give it to us right now. Like, go into the holding tank and give it up. The hard way, you're gonna go on potty watch.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I wasn't gonna go on no potty watch, so I just gave it up.
Hey, and you know what? Because a lot of people, as for myself, I've never been upstate. I've never experienced potty watch, but can you break it down and explain to us exactly, what potty watch is?
Oh, I've been on it a couple of times. Basically, yeah, I have 2 in-house possessions in county jail too, so this was not my first rodeo. But basically what they do, Matter of fact, I'm gonna wait till it hangs up because I know it said it's about to hang up. So I'll tell you. I'll tell everyone about it when we come back.
All right, cool. Then we'll be I guess we'll be waiting in suspense right now, waiting for you to call back.
Yeah. All right.
All right, dude. All right, so I know I got about 6 people watching on TikTok. Right now I just got 2 notifications that my stream was it's is restricted, and it's not being pushed out to a lot of audiences just because of the nature of the content. And yesterday, when I was on, it's not that I cut the stream; they ended up booting me. They said that I'm not gonna even say because I think I know what was it that ended up getting me booted, but I ended up appealing it and they ended up taking me off of restriction because I wasn't supposed to be able to stream until the 22nd. TikTok is like that. But what I'm gonna end up doing in the next few moments, I'm gonna end up cutting the TikTok stream because they're on me right now, and I'm not trying to lose my access. And here it goes. The call is coming in.
This call is now being
Esta
recorded.
es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada
Restart the
propagada
stream
de
before they ban you. All right, will do.
un
I'm
individuo
gonna restart it.
encarcelado en la prisión estatal de Ironwood, Drive, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
James.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a lot of people making fun of me for this one. Am I the first one to explain this?
No. You know what? Actually, how I was speaking about David and Jesse. They've been probably some of the people that have been like the most honest when it comes to like their whole experience, and they've talked about their suitcase and duffel bag and the stuff they got in there before. So you wouldn't be the you wouldn't be the first person.
Okay, so thank God. My wife's gonna be so embarrassed when she has to admit to being married to me. No, but so in the county jail potty wash, because I was on there once, maybe twice. So in my county jail, like, so they have suicide watch cells. So what they do in my county jail, they're cruel too. Basically, like, one time I came back from court and I was in the hold, and they gave me something to bring back, right? And when you're in that lifestyle, you don't really think much about it, So I did like what's expected, take it, hoop it, all that stuff, right? But when I come back, like the homies tell you, like you can't get caught with it, I don't know what I'm bringing back. I don't ask questions. I'm just like, whatever they give me, I'm bringing it back. It could even be like it could be instructions to even stab, like my own stabbing, like you don't know what's going on. So when I came back from court, they took me into a room and then they were going to strip search me, and being the rebel that I am, I was like, hell no, like I ain't stripping off for what, I'm not going to do that. And that's when they brought all the cops in there. They brought all the cops, and I'm like, all right, well, this is what we're gonna do. Like, you're gonna earn your paycheck today. And
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
They literally strip you down naked. There's nothing you can do about it. You could fight, but you're just gonna keep getting hurt even more and more. And basically, what they do, like the first time was that I was in that suicide cell, which is freezing cold, bro. It's disgusting, as you could imagine. There's people with like severe mental issues that like literally like take a crap and smear it on the walls, and it's disgusting, bro. Like it's just it's disgusting. There's no toilet in there. There's only a hole like in the floor. There's nothing. So I remember I was in that cell, just butt ass naked, freezing, bro. Like it's like they intentionally turned on the AC that's like full blast, and I'm freezing. And they're not gonna. The thing is that they're not gonna take you out until you use the restroom. Like there's no way about it. Like, and you know, it's a psychological thing. Like you have to like. Kind of like, you know, you're freezing cold, you know that you have something on you, but you also know that there's consequences if you get caught with it. So, yeah, long story short, I freaking, I mean, I gave it up. I had to, you know, and I definitely wasn't going to poop that out and then eat it again. Like, that just was not, I was pretty committed when it came to the gang, but I wasn't gonna eat my own freaking poop, you know, like.
Yeah, nah, that's.
I don't. Yeah, there's some people that I heard that have done it, you know.
Yeah.
But they knew what they had on them, so like, you know. But a lot of things people don't know that if you don't use the restroom after 14 days, the cops could get a search warrant to have it surgically removed.
What?
Against your own will. Yeah, after 14 days, if you don't give them, if you don't use the restroom, they're allowed to do that.
Damn. You know what? You see, and I'm glad I never went to prison, because I can't even hold it for more than 4 hours. So let alone 14 days. So man, you know, my hats off out to you for being able to do something, or for those people that do it, because
I didn't do that. Not me, James.
I couldn't even do a day. You know, I'll be like, I would have just given it up, because it's not gonna happen. You know what? I would dread those you know, when we would get moved from LA County, from Old County over to Wayside. It's like a 45-minute ride.
Yeah.
But man, like I always have to use a restroom, you know, and I always have to use a restroom like at the worst time, like when we're in the airport, we're on the plane and the plane's about to take off. I gotta use a restroom. Man, like so it's all bad for me. So I wouldn't do good in a situation like that. It wouldn't turn out good for me. But man, so
it sucks.
man, I've seen some of those videos on YouTube where people have spoken about doing something like that. I'm like, damn, you know, that's real dedication. I was like, I don't know, like you know, doing that, I just couldn't do it. I know some people say that you have to do it, but I don't know, like it would have just been all bad for me.
Yeah, I mean, because I got caught with whatever I got caught with, I got broken off. I had to do a bunch of burpees and all that stupid ass stuff, but I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna eat my own poop. That's where I drew the line.
Yeah. So okay. So then, you know, you give up the clavo. What happens from there? Are they video recording you like during this time?
No. Basically, what happens is, like, you know, they get it out. They open it up. They take pictures. The IGI, which is like the investigative unit, they come and they ask you like questions if you have a statement, and then they do all the paperwork. But like, because it's drugs in prison or jail, because mind you, this was my third time getting caught. 2 times in county jail, 1 time in prison. My first day in the mainline prison, that's even worse. But like, because of my sentence, I have life without parole, so like they weren't gonna pick it up. But I did lose my visits right away. I lost my visits for 6 months. I was on mandatory UA. It just sucked, bro. Had a 115, couldn't go to day room, lost my phone calls. And mind you, like, I had been selling a story, like a dream to my family, saying like, oh, as soon as I get to prison, I'll be able to call you. Bro, my cellie had to call my mom and be like, hey, your son wanted me to call you just to let you know that don't even try to come visit. He's getting his visits taken away. He got caught with some drugs.
Damn.
You know, so like, you know, even my mom was just like, why? Like, why do you always have to like do stupid things? You know, like, I don't know. It was stupid, bro. But like, prison potty watch is different too, because they literally like tape a diaper onto you, bro, and then they'll handcuff you.
Man, hey, so how long did you lose all those privileges? You know, the phone calls, the visits, and and all that good stuff that I'm sure a lot of
Um,
people are looking forward to.
so visits I lost for 6 months. Day room I think was like 15, 20 days, and then yard was 30 days.
Man, so what are you doing? Because I'm sure like you were looking forward to getting those visits from your family. But when you decided, when you made that decision, to bring that contraband with you, did that even cross your mind? Like, damn, if I get caught, for doing this, these are the consequences for it, or you're like, I'm just gonna roll the dice.
I didn't even think about getting caught, bro. Honestly, I've done it so many times that like out of all the times I've transported drugs from the county and all that stuff, in reality I've only been caught twice. So like I had no reason to believe that. Let alone like who could really predict that there's going to be a body scanner that could see your whole stomach.
You see right there, they failed you because they should have, like, whoever was like before you left, they should have told you, like, hey, like a rumor, because information travels, easily in prison. That's something that was overlooked, that they should have informed you before you left, so you could have known what's up. But
Yeah.
maybe like they were hoping for the best.
Honestly, it was so new. They literally told me, they were like, look, like we're like one of 4 prisons that have this right now. Like,
Yeah.
you just got bad luck that you happen to come here, and like we barely got it. The airport barely donated it, and I was like, damn, what are the odds of that?
Yeah. All right. So okay, so that was, I mean, that was pretty eventful, for and this is you've only been to prison. This is your only prison experience, right? Prior to this, you hadn't been to prison, right?
Just Wasco, yeah.
Just Wasco. Okay, okay. So then I see on the third picture I got here, or sorry, the fourth picture on here. It's dated what is it dated? December 13, 2019. So that was 3 years late, almost 3 years later, from from the last picture, that when you got to Calipatria. Where did you get moved to there?
Um, then I went back to Santa Barbara County Jail for resentencing.
And what was your original sentence?
Life without parole. Life without parole, 25 years to life and 5 years.
And then when you got resentenced, what was your new sentence?
Nothing. Honestly, it wasn't going to do nothing for my sentencing. They could have taken off the 25 to life gun enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. But honestly, I didn't go back to court for any type of resentencing. I only went to be home for a little bit to get baptized, which I got baptized the day before my resentencing hearing, and then to read my victim's impact statement to my victim's family. That's the only reason why I went. Like, I knew I wasn't going to get no relief as far as time went. I just wanted those two things, like to read my victim impact statement and then to get baptized. And I got both those things done.
So when you go, so you were in state prison. You go back to court. So you end up going back to your local county jail. Anything that you did in state prison, does it affect you in county jail? Like, so let's say if you're any type of restrictions and you go to county jail, do those restrictions follow you to county jail, or is
Esta
pretty
llamada
much,
y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
is it pretty much you're on a
So-
clean slate?
Hell no. They were trying to put me in the hole, right? They were like, look, you're coming from a level 4 prison. We know that you have gang ties, like. And I'm like, gang ties? Like, what are you guys, like, I'm not even part of my gang anymore. Like, I dropped out, and they were like, we don't trust that. Like, we're gonna push you. And I told them, one of the cops, he was cool with the chaplain, and the chaplain had been a big part of my testimony as far as like, giving my life to God and all that stuff. But I told him, I said, look, like, I really want to get to this unit so I could get baptized. And then he goes, oh, yeah, you know what? I do remember, like the chaplain did tell me that you were on your way back from court, because I had been waiting since October.
Mm-hmm.
So it took October of 2018. I knew I was going back to court, so it took a whole year to finally actually go back and have a court date. But if it wasn't for me being baptized and the chaplain like kind of like stepping up for me and speaking about like how much it meant to him to baptize me too, like I probably would have went straight to the hole.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So when you get to county jail, are you getting visits from your family?
So at the time, I did get 2 visits. I was only there for a week, so I got a visit from my ex, and then I got a visit from my family before I left, and that was it, bro. Like, honestly, I mean, compared to prison, obviously, like it was like those not to say.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
It's not that those visits weren't meaningless. The one that did have meaning, honestly, was with my sister because I got to meet my niece. She was only like a month old. So that's the one that that was important to me, you know, because like I got to see my little niece. She was a little baby. So like that was awesome, you know. It just sucked that it was behind glass and I couldn't hold her and all that stuff. That was the sad part about it.
And let me ask you, right there in Santa Barbara jail, do they keep you guys separated if you're not part of any groups anymore, or do they pretty much just throw you to the wolves?
Yeah. Nah, you're separated, just like anywhere else.
You know, because what I hear from LA County Jail is that they don't have any units like that. Pretty much they'll throw you wherever and figure it out. But I don't know how true that is. But I know LA County obviously is a bigger system.
Sure.
All right, so these calls they're limited to 15 minutes, so he should be calling us back shortly, and once he does, we'll go ahead and continue. And I'm doing a simultaneous stream right now. I'm on YouTube and I'm on I was on TikTok for a moment, but I started getting a lot of notifications that I was breaking all kinds of rules, so I just ended up cutting the stream and decided to call it a day on TikTok. But I am on Instagram. And we got a message from Jeremiah's sister, and she writes, "Gracias, muchas gracias. Appreciate you helping my little bro Jeremiah. Finally coming next month on the 21st. Hey man, you're welcome. I can't wait. I've been looking forward to it. To actually meeting up with him in person and being able to help him out and hopefully everything goes as planned, uneventful, and I'm really looking forward, to being able to share that with our community here on YouTube, TikTok, and on Instagram. With Jeremiah, I'm gonna have the opportunity to show a lot of a phone call coming in. All right, there we go.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joseph Castro.
un individuo encarcelado en la prisión estatal de Ironwood, Drive, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I should have asked you this when we started off on our first our first phone call. There was some outage. There was a outage with the phone calls yesterday, right?
Yeah.
How did that affect you guys in Ironwood? Being able to reach out to your loved ones.
So this is crazy, but our outage started on Thursday night. My wife was working and I was waiting for her to get off, and usually when she works nights, I go to sleep early, bro. Like I'm kind of retarded at that moment. Like, dang, like what am I gonna do in my life? So I just decided to go to sleep at 9:30 because I feel so lonely and by myself. Nah, but usually I go to bed early, but she was like, I'm gonna be off around like 9:30, 10. So I was like, okay, I promise you I'm gonna stay up.
Yeah.
And and you know, I was messaging, waiting for her, and then all of a sudden it logged me out, and then I couldn't sign back into the tablet. And I'm like, what the hell? Because sometimes the Wi-Fi goes off, you know, or just weird things like that randomly, right? And then when I was finally able to get in, I see messages from my wife, like, she thought I fell asleep, and I was just like, damn. So I messaged her, I'm trying to call you, and it would let me go into the phone app, but it wasn't. It would say like, it would just, as soon as I went into the app, it would kick me back out. And then when it finally like started doing the recording, and I would put my wife's area code, and then it would just be like, this network or something like that is unavailable right now. So I wasn't able to talk to her that night. I was just messaging her, and then the next.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yesterday when I was at work, all the group participants came in and like, yeah, the phones still don't work, and I was just like, damn. They said only messaging and the FaceTime was the only thing working. So I came back from work and I got to FaceTime with my wife and just let her know what was going on, because people were saying that there was like some type of announcement or something on the website, CDCR website, that it might be out for 188 hours or something like that. And so I told my wife, you know, like we might not be able to call for like a week, but like I'll get on the FaceTime whenever I can. And then I don't know, I just kept checking randomly, like if the phone app was working, and then around like 5:30 when we came back from chow, it was working. So I was grateful for that, because me and my wife have a nightly routine. So when we don't get to do that, it kind of sucks, especially when it's out of our control.
So you know, with them offering these tablets, you know, it makes it a lot easier to have a relationship, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I always tell my wife, like literally we would have been like on, like right now, next month will be a year that we've been talking, right? Mm-hmm. And literally we would have been like maybe on our 30th call, maybe. Mm-hmm. You know, it depends. Like, it depends on where you're at. But like, yeah, it like falling asleep together on the phone, that just wasn't a thing. Like, unless you had a cell phone. I mean, if you had a cell phone, obviously you could do that all the time. But without that, like, it's like it's. I'll tell you this much: like, the tablet made it a lot easier to have a relationship, and not only that, but to maintain it and to really get to know someone, because as you could imagine, you can only say so much in 15 minutes. So before, it was like, it's very hard, you know?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it you know, I could see it, you know, helping certain people build relationships, but also, you know, there's also the flip side of the coin, where I hear some of these stories where people, you know, they get upset and they break their tablets because, you know, their wife or their significant others, you know, out and about and partying with their friends and whatnot, and or even you know, on the other foot, you know, your, not your wife, but, you know, wives or girlfriends will see that you're on. It shows that your status, that you have the little green light on.
Yeah, you're online.
Yeah. And that causes it could cause a lot of issues and stuff. So I guess it's a blessing and a curse.
I see it every day,
depending on the individual, you know, and how they're using these tablets. And I appreciate, you know, you sharing some of, you know, what your, you know, how it helped you strengthen and build that relationship with your wife. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you back into your pictures, man, because out of all the pictures that I got from the CDCR, these next two, they're man, these are really like when I looked at them, I was like, man, I wonder what he was going through, because you look like you lost like a lot of weight. You could like even you can even see like the cheek, you know, your cheekbones on the side of your face. What was it that you were going through in your life that had, you know, made you look like so thin?
So this was crazy, okay? Oh shoot, this was crazy, right? So my bad, my lizard was trying to escape right now.
Wait, what?
my lizard, my iguana was trying to get out right now, and I just realized it. I was like, oh damn. I gotta make sure the other one's still here too. No, they're chilling. I let my lizards they're spoiled. They only go in the box when it's nighttime. Other than that, they're on the floor all day.
Oh man, hey, so recently we had Joe, Big Joe. He paroled, off of life sentence, and he paroled. He brought his lizard with him, and man,
Yeah.
we got a few video visits with him, and then when I was interviewing him when he was out, man, he brought the lizard. It was definitely a trip, that he was able to bring them out with him, and it was man, I had a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, right before we went live, I messaged my wife to send you a picture of a screenshot that she took when we were FaceTiming with both of them on my shirt. So I don't know if she sent them already, but yeah, they're spoiled little lizards. But so in that picture, that when I was like really sucked up, right? So
Yeah.
it's gonna be kind of crazy, like so. I got sober January 15, 2018. That was the last time that I slammed heroin. That was when I made the decision that, like, you know what, like, everything that I loved about this drug, like, it's not giving me that satisfaction that I once, like, loved about it, right? So I had been sober that was going on 2 years, because that's the December 2019 picture. And then there might be, I don't know if you have the other one where I came back on February 2020. So in both of those pictures, I'm super stuffed up, right? So
February, yeah, the February one, yeah.
Even when I was strung out, James, like I never went below 165, right? And I remember during that time, people kept asking me, and this would get me so upset, right? Like my mom would ask, my sister would ask, like, hey, like, why do you look like that, And I know what they're insinuating that I'm using. And I was getting so pissed off, bro, because I literally went from 188 pounds. Like, you could see, like, the beginning ones, I'm healthy. You can see it in my face and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from that to 145 pounds in a matter of a year. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was my Hep C. I didn't know, like, honestly, I started thinking I had cancer, like, all kinds of crazy stuff, And I had no idea. Like, my celly kept telling me, he's like, bro, like, obviously he's my celly, so he sees me every day, and he was just like, I know you don't use, you eat, like anyone that knows me, my wife will tell you, I eat like I'm 300 pounds, and I work out, I play sports, so like he would tell me that there's no reason for you to like be losing this much weight. And so that the December 2019 picture, when I went out to court, and I remember seeing in R&R, because they have the scale, and they said 145, bro, my heart dropped. I was like, damn, even at my worst parts of being strung out, I never even got close to that weight. The lowest I ever went was 165, and I'm talking about like on a sick run,
Yeah.
And so it scared me, bro. I remember, like, when the nurse told me you're 144 pounds or 145 pounds, I was like, what the, like, bro, I started, like, tripping. Like, I got so much anxiety. I started worrying. I was like, I'm dying. I got to be dying. Like, this is crazy. Like, what the hell is going on with me? The whole, when the Santa Barbara sheriff picked me up, the whole time, all I could think about, like, what's wrong with my house, man? Like, I was honestly scared, like, dang, I'm sober, like, is it my head C? Am I dying? Is my liver failing? Like, man, I didn't know what to think of it. And so when I got to county jail, I put in a medical slip, told them, like, look, I don't know what's going on. I'm just out to court, so, like, if there's something we could do. And then when medical came to see me, they were like, look, like, really, it doesn't make any sense for us to, like, start doing blood work for you because we don't know how long you're going to be here, like, and we don't want it to be a waste. So, like, they're like, if you want to wait till you go back to prison, like, that's probably the better idea. So I was only in county jail for a week. As soon as I went back to reception, I had to go to reception again. before I went back to Calipat, I put in a medical slip ASAP, and the doctor saw me, but same thing there, like, because I was out to court, the doctor told me that, look, I could do all the blood tests and we'll find out right now what's wrong with you. He's like, the problem is that if they do that, you're liable to stay in reception for 6 more months, like up to 6 months. And I was like, hell no, like you're not gonna do that to me again. Like, hell no, I'm gonna be here for 6 months. And mind you, I went to Wasco this time as a changed individual. I wasn't going by my nickname. I wasn't getting high. Like, you know, I wasn't kicking it with the homies. Like, I would do my Bible studies. Like, I was a whole different person.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Going back to the session as a new person was obviously it had its struggles, you know. But luckily I knew people that were there that knew me before that would tell people, like, that's the homie, he's just trying to do good, bro. Like don't get it confused. Like, just because he's doing good, like, he's capable of some vicious stuff. Like, and I hate to say that my past kind of like, I don't want to say it looked out for me, but it worked in my favor where people were like, I wasn't looked at as weak just because I went to Bible study. I wasn't looked at as weak because I didn't kick it with the homies, you know. So I kind of made my time easy. But then as soon as I got to Calipat, one of the guys, when I got back, he, dude, it was crazy. He looked like a whole different person, and I was only gone for 3 months. And he was so fat, bro. Like, I was like, Bozo, what the hell happened to you, bro? Like I was just like, dude, like, how did you gain so much weight in 3 months? Like, what are you eating, bro? Like, I asked him, like, did you get pregnant or something? Like, damn, bro, you look like the same person. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's how much weight he had gained. And then he was the one that told me, bro. He's like, hey, he told me the same thing. He's like, hey, Joseph, like, look, like, I know you work out, you eat more than anyone in this building. Like, you play sports, like, you're healthy. He's like, dude, like, you should ask the doctors for a thyroid test. And I'm like, a thyroid? I'm thinking, like, that sounds like something a girl has, you know, not a guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell's a thyroid? Like, I don't even know. Never heard of that in my life. And he's like, look, bro, they diagnosed me with Graves' disease. And they're curing me. That's how I gained all this weight. And I'm like, what the hell? So I put in the medical slip. I tell them I want to be tested for my thyroid, for diabetes, cancer.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
And yeah, bro. So they did the test and they came back that I had hyperthyroidism or Graves' disease. And this is the crazy part, bro. Like, so now I find out that's why I'm losing all this weight, why I can't sleep, why I'm shaky, why my eyes are all big, and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And I tell my mom, like, I tell her, like, see, you thought I was strung out, like, that's messed up, like, I had this Graves' disease. And then, you know what my mom says?
What'd she say?
She tells me, oh, I had the same thing. I had to get cured. And I'm like, you had me feeling guilty as hell for like a whole goddamn year, like making me feel like, damn, I should just keep getting higher. Like, this is bullshit because no matter what I do, I'm always looked at as a failure. No matter what I do, like, you guys are gonna see me as a.
All right, so man, I should have told him that the 15 minutes were up. You know, he should be calling us back shortly. And we have, let me see, how many more pictures do we have? So after that, we got 3 more pictures where, yeah, you could tell. I'm not sure what year these were, the last 2 or the 2 that are coming up because it doesn't have a date on them. But the last picture I have is from 2021, and yeah, he's able to regain his weight back. But yeah, that was one of the things I was thinking. I was like, man, I wonder what he was going through his life. I didn't want to, you know, put that jacket on him that, you know, he was using, because you never know, you know, what people are going through. So, you know, if you're stressing or, you know, you could be having all kinds of things, going on in your life that'll cause you to have some significant, you know, weight loss or weight gain even. So I'm glad he was able to figure it out. Let me see right here. Somebody put something. Let me see. Oh, ICEMAN, when you leaving for El Salvador? So we're leaving, man, soon, like in the next few weeks we'll be out there, and I can't wait, man. About to go get some pumpusas and oloquilta. Gonna go get some tamales, man. Woo! Can't wait. Let me see here. All right.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joseph Castro.
un individuo encarcelado en la prisión estatal de Ironwood, Drive, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada,
5.
gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yo,
All right.
okay. Yeah, but the reason why I got sucked up like that was, long story short, it was the Graves' disease, bro, and I ended up getting like that medication. The medication I have to take for the rest of my life.
Levothyroxine and
Levothyroxine, yeah.
yeah.
So I take like 175 micrograms and then 150 like every other day. I switch, but it started acting up in catastrophe too. So I had to get radiation to deplete my thyroid. So that's the reason I got to take it for the rest of my life. But it was crazy because when I went back to Caliprat, I started getting treated with the levothyroxine.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone was like, "Damn, fool, are you taking steroids? Like, how are you getting so big so quick?"
Yeah.
they were shocked. Like, damn, like it seems like every time you come out that cell, like you gain like 5 pounds. That's crazy, you know. But
you know what?
It was just a blessing to get treated, you know.
And for a lot of people, they're not aware that their thyroid is what controls their weight. You know, it could go up and down.
Yeah.
If your thyroid's out of whack, then you know it could cause you to gain a lot of weight or lose a lot of weight. I wasn't aware of the losing losing all the weight, but putting on a lot of weight. Yeah, I was aware of that. And it just goes to show, people go on these journeys in prison, and there's so much other things that are going on in people's lives besides all the prison politics and all that good stuff that people like to glorify. People are going through things. Having a life sentence. I'm sure it's not. It's not easy. Thinking about it. I think about stuff that I did when I was younger. To this day, and it's not even anything crazy. So I could imagine. In a situation like yourself. You know what you're there for, and you put yourself in a situation you're taken away from your family, and you have to think about that. Every day. It's not easy, being in prison, and I appreciate you coming on and sharing your journey with us, because this is the reality of being in prison. There's so many other things that are happening in the background.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, so that medication that you're on, it's to control your thyroid, but you have to be on it for the rest of your life. You can't stop taking it. You have to be on it. I got somebody else that comes on that they're on that medication, and they told me, I haven't been taking it for X amount of days. I was like, what are you doing? Like you could definitely screw yourself over if you're not on that medication every day. He was like, I didn't know. I was like, like. He was like, I was like, you gotta take that medication at all costs. Whatever you need to do for you to take that medication, you have to take it. If not, it could definitely throw your body out of whack. Because your body needs it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because it controls so many hormones. So, and that's bro. It took 4 years to I barely, like literally last month, they took my blood and they said that I'm finally at normal levels. So it took 4 years to get to where I'm at today, of them prescribing, lowering, and hiring my medication. So, if you're not taking that, then you could get like stressed out, anxiety, like it's all kinds of stuff that comes with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Like from your picture, from that picture that you could tell that you have the significant weight loss which was taken February 4th of 2020. and I look at your picture, the last picture that I was provided with, which was April 28, 2021. Like it's 14 months, man, and it looks like within those 14 months, you put a lot of that weight back, and you're definitely looking healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
So on those on the 9-pack that I sent you, so the seventh picture on there, they didn't put a date on there. Do you recall when that picture was taken?
Which one?
The seventh picture. So it doesn't have a date on it.
Is it the one? Am I wearing like a red jumpsuit?
Yeah, that one. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so that's when I came here to Ironwood. That was on February 28th of this year.
Oh, okay. So that's the recent one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and the other two that I have was I guess the next picture should have been April 28th of 2021. You have the blue jumpsuit where they took a picture of you from the front, and then they did the profile picture on the side.
Yeah.
So on
I think that's when I left. That's when I left. I left Calipat to go to Tehachapi.
And that's where you met Eric, right? When you were doing that program to get the certification.
Well, Eric, I ended up meeting him a year later after I was already there. We were in the OMCP program, and he came from Centinela, so that's where I got to know him, and honestly got like real close to him and all that stuff. Became one of my best friends right there, honestly.
Yeah, and that's how we made the connection. David connected me with I think David or Jesse connected me with Eric, and then Eric, I had asked him, I was like, hey, would you happen to know anybody that's at another prison that you think would be an asset to coming on to the YouTube channel? And he was like, yeah, I got somebody. Let me reach out to him to check if he's interested. And here we are now, a few months later, and that's how we were able to make the connections. So far that's how I made all the connections. I have a buddy that's in there, and he connected me with one person, and everybody's been it's kind of been like a chain reaction. Everybody tells me like, hey, I know somebody here, I know somebody over there, and they've been helping me put these pieces together and bring gentlemen like yourself onto this channel. Yeah. So in this case, the picture on 2021, you got moved to a different place because you were on a different track at this point.
Yeah.
And how long?
Yeah, I was getting ready.
How long have you been? How long have you been on that journey where you were seeking to be around positive influences and becoming a positive influence yourself?
So that had been 3 years, a little over 3 years. Like I told you, I stopped using January 15, 2018. I wasn't selling drugs no more. I was still tattooing, but that's about like the only like residue that I still had. I was still tattooing, but I stopped doing that like shortly after like.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I did a few more tattoos and then I was done because like it's just not worth the write-up. And so I had already been doing good, like really not just being sober, but like being in recovery, right? Working on myself, just dealing with the issues and trauma and all that stuff. So it was a good 3 years by that time.
Man, and you mentioned something earlier on where your mom was asking you like why you were losing that weight, and when people are accusing you of doing things you shouldn't have been doing, did you have the thoughts like, man, I should be doing it, or man, like if they're thinking that I'm using, I should start using? Did stuff like that ever cross your mind?
Yeah, for sure. It was, there was a lot of times where I was just like, man, I might as well be using like it was just like, I guess it was a point of like, man, what more do I have to do for someone to believe in me? Especially my mom, like it was just like, I just felt, like me and my mom have a rough past, and it just felt like no matter what I do, like nothing's ever going to be good enough. But what helped me with that was that when I was facilitating PGA, And one of my friends from Corona, you know, I went to church with him, and like he was instrumental in my life in Califat, and always like it was my friend Chris, you know, and he told me he's like you know, like one day I just vented to him. I said, man, bro, like, because at the time I was still talking to my ex too, and like she was like accusing me of using my sister would tell me like, hey, mom's asking like what's up with you, and like every time she sends money, she's like weary about it, and I would just be like, damn, dude, like, and it would just be so like irritating, like, damn, like these are the people that say that they love me, but yet they still see me as a certain way. But then I remember he told me, he's like, look, bro, my friend Chris told me, he's like, look, because I was facilitating that CGA class in the day room, and he said, as long as you know what you're doing and Christ knows what you're doing, what anybody else thinks is irrelevant, because that's between you and God. And I remember like that moment when he told me that, I was just like, man, you know what? He's so right. Like what do I need to explain to anybody? You know, I don't need to explain nothing to my mom. Like, if she doesn't believe me, that's not something I have to deal with. That's her. So it was a moment of like just being able to like accept it, understand. Like, I put my mom through a lot of stuff. You know, I hurt my mom, and I had to understand that, like, man, like, of course there's gonna be like doubt. Of course there's gonna be residue from that. So I had to be accepting of that and allow her to like have those thoughts and those feelings towards me, and at the end of the day, if she doesn't believe in me, then oh wow. But I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm not doing. So I was able to like kind of be at peace with that and just really give it up to God. For me, you know, I was just like, I'm not going to stress over this anymore.
And I want to read off a comment that one of our listeners here just wrote a few moments here ago, and it's written by Arno, and he writes, "Keep your head up."
Man, thank you, Arno.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing about, you
Always.
know, doing these streams. You know, whenever people, you know, drop messages on there, you know, we get live interaction from our listeners. So that's, you know, pretty cool. You know,
Yeah.
you know, and ultimately, you know, that's the goal, you know, for you to put your story out there. And if somebody's out there and possibly going through kind of like some of the similar, you know, some of the things you're going through, maybe, you know, by them listening to these, you know, your journey, you know, it'll help them, you know, overcome, you know, whatever they're going through in their life.
Yeah.
So So you had mentioned that on the last picture on 2021 was when you got moved up and you were doing that program. So the red suit was when you ended up back in.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
When you ended up right there back in Ironwood.
Yeah.
And that picture, man, you look from all the pictures that you have on here from that 6-pack, this is probably the one that you look happy. You got like kind of a smile going on right there. You look like you're standing up straight, you know. Yeah, you look like you're the healthiest right there. You know, what you know, what's happening there?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So like, obviously, like, you know, when you take your pictures, especially in Wasco, like, if you try to smile, they tell you like, don't smile. Like, what the hell you doing? So I left Tehachapi, and I had been wanting to take a new picture at Tehachapi. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They never let me, and I remember telling my wife too. I said, I'm gonna smile in my next picture. Like, they're not gonna tell me not to smile. Like, that's stupid, you know. Like, it's not my fault that I'm happy and that I got some peace in my life. Like, I don't care what the hell they say. I'm gonna smile in my picture.
Yeah.
And I wasn't gonna give a big old cheesy smile because they're gonna say something, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna at least put like a little smirk, a little smile in there, you know. Like, I'm tired of trying to look all hard and like every picture I take, I smile, you know, show my teeth and all that stuff. So like, I went in there with the mentality like, okay, like, but like, taking the picture, he kept saying like, are you ready? And like, I didn't know if he was taking a picture, so I'm holding the smile. And I was just like, and then he's like, all right. Like, I was standing there for like 2 minutes, and I was just like, dude, like, what the hell are you doing, you know? But yeah.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I made it a point that I'm not gonna be like blank stare, mad dogging. I'm not gonna do that anymore. If they get mad, oh well, but I'm not gonna. That's not who I am anymore.
So at this point, you've already shedded your mask. You know, you're too sexy for your shirt. You're
Oh
super
yeah,
serio.
yeah. The brocha's gone. All that stuff. It's a wrap. That thing's never coming back.
Well, you know what? On your pictures, you really the only one that you kind of got a semi brocha would be on the first one from 2016. The rest of them, you're pretty much
Yeah.
you're clean cut.
Yeah. I never. After that, it was a wrap.
All right, so I know the phone's about to cut off, and you know I got time for one more if you're up for it, and
Okay.
we could do it like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
All right, cool, for sure. All right, so he's gonna be calling us back right now. This will be our last one. You know, I got some other pending things, but I do plan on hopefully if I'm able to, I might have somebody new coming on tonight. You know, I know I haven't been doing these phone calls. Just I've been trying to get situated. You know, I took off a lot of time off of work for the vacation, and then I had to play catch up and replenish the funds because we got another one coming up soon. So is not cheap.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joseph Castro.
un individuo encarcelado en la prisión estatal de Ironwood, Blythe, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el... Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
What's up, James?
All right. So, you know what? I want right now, since I got you on the phone, I wanna touch on our little trip around Germany, and we did a little bit of exploring in Spain. I still haven't uploaded the videos for Spain. I did upload the ones for Germany, but man, what went through your mind after we got off of that bus ride and you had to get back to your your regular routine?
Man, it was cool because I went back to work and I told the class and my counselor that I work with, who actually listens to your podcast, and I told them, like, man, I got to go to Germany right now. I just tell everybody, like, I don't know anything except California, Southern California. So all I know is Santa Barbara County, Ventura County, and LA and San Diego. That's it. I've been to Vegas one time, but that was to babysit my brothers and sisters, like it wasn't to go enjoy myself. But it just made me realize, one, how big the world is, and like how we just like how I just secluded myself to like this little area when there's like so much more out there. And it's one thing that I just can't wait, because my wife, she's been at all those places. She's been to Germany. She's been, like, she lived in England, she lived in Germany, bro. Like, so when I hear that, I'm just like, man, there's so much more to life than what I thought. And now I just can't wait to, like, go experience that for myself, because I know one day I am. So I know that's one thing that I just look forward to. And I appreciate, I told you, I appreciate it, bro, because like for you to take the time out of your day, like while you're on vacation, and then like want to include us that are still in prison, like, man, that just shows like what type of person you are, like. So I really appreciated that, like I'm kind of jealous that Eric got to do a gang of them. When you told me that, I was gonna tell you, hey, tell that fool to get a job, man. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, he's supposed to be counting all these foods, like, and he's over there all traveling Europe, that freaking dude.
Hey, you know what, Eric? When I was doing the video of it, like some of them, he had his uniform on. He had his the uniform with the O and everything on there. I was like, man, yeah. So he was, I'm not sure if he was going or coming, but yeah, he was any moment. I told him, hey, Eric, I need you. I need you to come through, and he came through because. He had that flexibility where he has access to that kiosk. So he really helped me out, and and he got to see a lot of things in return. So I appreciate everybody, for every bit,
Yeah.
like yourself, we did 3 video visits, and that definitely helped me out, because by doing these video visits, we could share them with the public, and they could see, like what it is like, your reaction to seeing things that you haven't been exposed to before. So I'm grateful for all of it. And you just mentioned, I'm taking
Yeah, that
time
was
out of
fun.
my vacation, and the cool thing about that is that I guess, like, I'm sure, and nobody's voiced it to me, but like, I wonder what my wife thinks. Like, hey, look at this fool! Like, this fool, he's definitely off his rocker. Look what he's doing. He's going on vacation, and he's instead of focusing on his vacation, he's taking these other
Yeah.
dudes on vacation. So I do appreciate my wife, even my sister. My sister went up. I was with my sister on the vacation, and I had her recording me. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if your wife mentioned it to you, but I have, and I know I showed it to you. Oh no, I don't think. No, I haven't showed it to you. I showed it to Eric. I have a CDCR prisoner jacket, and
Yeah, you did show me that.
oh, okay. So I threw it on a few times, like when we're
Esta
in.
llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I threw it on when I was in Amsterdam. I was like, here, I want you to record me. I'm gonna be looking over here. I'm gonna have my back turned, and I want you to do this. And my sister's like, okay. Like, she, instead of telling me like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. You're crazy, fool. She went with it. And what I was doing
Yeah.
was kind of, cause, you know, I was sharing my vacation with you guys, so I was kind of like taking you guys there on vacation through proxy. So like, the whole thing with my
Yeah.
jacket was like, okay, I'm gonna take this jacket, and maybe I'll get to talk to some people. Maybe some people be curious about me wearing this jacket, and it'll spark our conversation. And that did happen in Amsterdam. I had somebody come up to me, and they were like, they came up to, they were touching the jacket. They were like, so when did you get out? And I was like, oh, you know what? I've never been to prison, but I got this YouTube channel, and this is what I'm doing. And they were like, really interesting. So, and I kind of picked their brain as far as like what the system was out there, and what they expected of people coming back home, being reintegrated. And it was a great way to spark conversations with people that I normally wouldn't speak to. And I put some videos up
Yeah.
saying stuff like, hey, this is like the first CDCR jacket in Amsterdam, or hey, this is the first
Yeah.
CDCR jacket in Barcelona history. And then I got some good comments, I got some bad comments, but all in all, what I was trying to do was just spark conversations, people, to talk about what's happening, with the prison system in California, because it's obvious that it's not the best prison system. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and hopefully, by me wearing that jacket, it'll spark those conversations, and have people, make some changes. The people that can make some
Yeah.
changes, or maybe somebody in the CDCR, or that video of me wearing that, will hopefully make it over to somebody in the CDCR, and they're able to speak to me, and I could maybe throw some ideas, at them. A lot of people
Yeah.
assume in the comments that I have been to prison. They're like, man, you should change your life. Like, you're bringing down the raza and this, that, and that. I was like, what? Like, what the hell you got that from? Like, I wasn't even saying like anything crazy, But
Yeah.
it just goes to show, like, people, they just they'll judge you based on the way you look, and they're not paying attention, to what the message that you're trying to put out. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was. I just wanted to share that with you, with the whole thing with the CDCR jacket, and my
Yeah.
idea behind it.
Yeah, I mean, even I appreciate your family, your wife, and your sister for like even being cool with that, because how many people would be like you said, like, man, look at this fool, he's crazy. Like, he's supposed to be spending quality time with us, and like he's over there like want to talk to these dudes. Like, well, why don't you go visit them in prison then? Like, so that's just like, it's people like you, your wife, and your sister. Like, it's people like that like allow us to have a voice. Like, man, like, I know for me, I don't take that lightly. Every supporter that I have, like Jerry Silva from Fuel, Scott Bunnick, like all these people that I talk to, bro, like I don't take that lightly. It's like, man, like, you guys don't have to do that stuff for us. But the fact that you guys like support us that are here in prison, and then you're here with life sentences after we've done some like heinous ass stuff, like,
Yeah.
man, that's like the ultimate, like, like example of grace and mercy and understanding, and most of all forgiveness and love. Because I know you get some horrible comments, about basically supporting us. Or I can only imagine. I know how social media is, so I'm pretty sure some people say some ignorant and vicious things, but
Yeah.
that just comes from a lack of understanding. And I know I hurt people, but I'm also, I don't want to be remembered for the worst things that I've done in my life. And I know I'm not even close to being that person. So
Yeah.
I really do appreciate it, bro.
Man, you're welcome. And another thing, I want to make a video that I've been thinking about. It's about visiting people in prison. Um, Because it's not easy. You know what? I recently went to visit one of my buddies in
No,
prison, and man, you know what? They don't make it easy. And when I finally, made it through the gauntlet of all the red tape they put, and all the roadblocks they put in front of you, when I'm actually walking into the facility, I'm like, fuck, you know what? Like, this is the shit my mom had to go through um, when she had to go visit me in camp or in county and stuff like that. I was like, man,
yeah,
none of this shit was necessary. But she would visit me once a
yeah,
month. Like, I was guaranteed one visit a month. But I was like, man, just imagine like the shit she had to go through. She didn't drive, and I would be like in LA, and then we lived in LA, and she would have to go all the way to Lancaster, so she would have to pay somebody to give her a ride,
yeah,
and then she would have to go through whatever crap that they put them through, and then finally she makes it in. So
yeah,
now I was thinking, I was like, man, like people don't, like, they don't know, like people, they ask for visits and this, that, and the other, but you don't know what your people are going through. They're taking these long drives. These people are making them jump through hoops, and then they're making them change their clothes, and they're it's just like
yeah,
some stuff that it just leaves you scratching your head. They're treating them bad. They're speaking to them sideways. So that's one of the things I want to do is I want to do a video and kind of like shed light on that, and a huge thank you to those people that do actually go visit their husbands, their brothers, their sons, or whatever connection they have
yeah,
to them. Because man, it's crazy. It's crazy the stuff they have to go through. And one other thing that I noticed, at in these visiting rooms, is that there is no men in there. Like, the majority of people that you see in these places, it's women. You see women
yeah,
with their kids.
man,
You really don't see any men. So, like, my question is, like, man, like, what happened to all these homies, all these people that you had on the street? You don't see any of them in there. So it's like,
no,
man, it leaves me scratching my head, like, fuck, like, a lot of people put comments, like, I see, like, on other videos and stuff, like, yeah, he's a solid one, this, that, and the other. But man, when was the last time any of you went to see your friends or wrote them a letter or picked up a call,
yeah,
picked up one of their collect calls? I want to shed light on that, how that happens. um
yeah,
so I'm sure, like, a lot of,
yeah. That's a
especially
good
women,
idea.
they're gonna have a lot of feedback when it comes to visiting and things of that nature.
Yeah, I can only, yeah, for sure. I think that's a good idea right there.
And we just got a comment right here from ICEMAN. He puts
Esta
James
llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y
he
grabada.
writes, James is a stand-up vato, and he also writes, also your communication has increased tenfold. Yeah, I would hope it's not getting any worse. Yeah, because you know what, prior to me starting this YouTube channel, like, that was one of my biggest things is I really don't feel comfortable, like, speaking. Um,
Yeah,
so it's really helped me, speaking to individuals like yourself and everybody that's come on. It's really helped me verbalize, what's on my mind and put it out there. So for that,
yeah,
I want to go ahead and thank you because without you agreeing to have these conversations, then I wouldn't be at where I'm at, and feeling comfortable and speaking and showing my face on the camera and doing all these videos and whatnot.
yeah. I mean, anything to help and give back, and I mean, like I said, it's a privilege too, man. Like, you get to, like, I get to have my voice be heard, bro. And like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even have this opportunity. So it goes both ways, and any way that I can help somebody, bro, I'm gonna do it.
Man, yeah. So, we're getting down to that moment where the call's about to get cut off. We got about 2 minutes. So, if you want to give out any shout outs or put a message out there, you're more than welcome.
Shout out to my wife as always. I know she's listening. I'm gonna call her right after this, but you know, I can't wait to see her tomorrow. And next week is my birthday on Monday, so I get to see her on Sunday, the day before my birthday. So I'm really looking forward to that, and you know, just spending that time, because it's crazy. I never really cared about my birthday, you know, never really, like, besides eating burritos or rice bowls, you know. Before that, I was just getting, like, drunk and all that stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her next week. I'll let you know how that visit goes. And just, like, a shout out to all the listeners, you know, that support you, because they're a big part of this too. Without them, like, even taking the time to listen to it, like, obviously this channel is useless. So shout out to them for taking the time out of their days to listen to it too, you know. And then, as always, bro, thank you for this. I appreciate it, and man, you know, like, I just hope that you know, the people that need to hear it are hearing it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to let you know, we're going on another vacation sometime next month. If you're more than welcome. If you're interested in taking some setting up some video visits in Central America, we're going to be
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
We're going to be going to El Salvador.
Okay, cool,
So
like, all right, yeah. Just make sure you block Eric that week, because I'm gonna take all his spots. Just for that week, just block him on the GCL tablet, and you know, I'll slide in there.
and we got a comment on here on TikTok, and we got Send My Love from Stockton, California. So you know, you're getting some love from Stockton.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, James. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'll message you right now, bro.
All right, then. All right, cool, man. Thank you. And like I said around here,
I send my love, bro. God bless you, bro.
All right, likewise. Like I say around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we are out. All right, hey, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and log off now. And until next time, we'll probably have some more coming on tomorrow at 4. You know, stay tuned, or you might get a notification if I set something up for later on. And with that, we are out. Have a good one.